one of the fallacies or cognitive biases I see being used is capitalism realism. It's basically when people make the presumption that capitalism is the only system that could possibly exist. It's not that they see capitalism as one of the systems that are or could be used, that are being used or could be used. It's just what reality is. Kind of like a fish in water, and you're saying, look, fish, we're surrounded by water. It's like, what? What water? What are you talking about? When you see these people, they presume that currency and the pursuit of collecting currency is not only what you're made to do, but it's what you do de facto, inherently. Just that's what you do. And then you have these economists, these capitalists, these people that are pro-capitalism that take this terminology of, things of value. Economics is the study or the science or the whatever you want to call it. They say some people say it's whatever. The study of how people interact with things of value. They're making the presumption that capitalism has a monopoly on the term value, because when I say value and what a pro-capitalist say value, we might be talking about two different things. Value to a capitalist is how much profit can a capitalist, somebody that owns the means of production, make from a product or service. But that's the thing. When you assume your position, of course, every argument that you give will result in your position being true. Of course, that's circular logic, which is a logical fallacy. It's like every problem with some alternative system is because of the inherence of the system itself. It's like the system is inherently flawed. But if it's capitalism, oh, it's government intervention or, some type of other reason. They can't assume that the system itself is inherently flawed. That's the thing that I don't understand is whenever you assume that a chart based off of presumption that you don't even know is true is the end all be all for how you run a society that is supposedly based off of ensuring the well-being of its citizens. When you take economy, the economics, well, the economy says to do this, so even if it results in billions starving to death, it's the way things have to go. It's the way we have to do things because it's the economy. That's a religion. That's called religion. That's called dogma. I don't care how many numbers you have to crunch. I don't care if, well, due to the numbers that we crunched in the economics, if the result is 10 guys having more resources than 8 billion people, and those 10 billion people having more resources than those 8 billion people is a necessity because it's a zero-sum game, then your system is wrong. Your system is flawed. Period. Don't give a damn how many numbers you have to crunch. Well, those are the capitalists. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. It's that simple. Like, do you care about the people serving the system, or do you care about the system serving the people? That's actually what it comes to, the bottom line. You have these economics worshipers, these capitalist worshipers, that think capitalism is the only thing that could possibly exist, and that every person should dedicate their lives to participating in capitalism regardless of the outcome. When you have people that think this way, they're choosing that they value the people serving the system regardless of the outcome. If the result of your system is a corporation owning the majority of the resources, having an incentive to throw food, perfectly edible food, into a dumpster, pour bleach onto the food in the dumpster, close the dumpster, put a lock on the dumpster, hire an armed guard to guard said dumpster, and assault someone for attempting to get perfectly edible food out of said dumpster, then your system is wrong and unethical and inefficient and a bunch of other things I can describe it. I don't give a damn how many numbers, how many dickheads in a suit you get together and, well, the economics, well, they're supplying them. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what your spreadsheet says. You gain wealth by inheritance, by your parents having money. And they gain wealth by stealing the surplus value of someone else's labor. That's what it is. That's not my opinion. You know, contrary to the self-help hustle culture bullshit that they try to sell you, you don't get wealth by waking up at 4 a.m., putting on a suit, walking around with a fucking briefcase, hiking a fucking mountain, taking a fucking cold shower. None of that. None of those things are how you gain wealth. None of those things are how anyone has ever gained wealth. That's not how it works. You know, they really have people that believe, these people believe that, you know, someday they'll trip, stumble, and fall into billions. And that is why they forego the insurance of the well-being of society. Because of that. And this is another fallacy. And people have to understand this. Making peace with the status quo is not a sign of maturity. Let me repeat that. Making peace with the status quo is not a sign of maturity. That is a fallacy. And that's how they have people that forego revolution in any sense, thinking that they're on a moral high ground, because that's the sentiment that they've been pushing. That's the sentiment that they push. That you're somehow on a moral high ground. You're somehow morally superior for conforming to the status quo. Yet you're sophisticated, you're hoity-toity, nose in the air, holier than thou. Well, I have a more sophisticated, rational approach because I conform to the status quo. I make peace with the status quo, so I'm somehow superior and logical, more rational. That's a fallacy. You know, that's the thing. That's why I said, man, the three of the biggest scams in human history: religion, government, and economics. God, politics, and capitalism. money, currency. Those are the biggest scams that humanity has ever created. Because you have a system in which is systemically designed for this outcome, which is, most people would say is unfortunate. But it's designed perfectly to where it convinces the individual that it's their fault and that the individual can make a revolutionary impact. They lie to you. The system is designed to convince you that you can change reality by playing into the system. The only choices you have are be enslaved, be the enslaver, or starve to death. Yeah, you have a choice. You do have a choice. You want the blue shirt for Walmart or you want the red shirt for McDonald's? You pick which one, buddy. They tell you vote with your dollar. I don't have a fucking dollar. What if you don't have a fucking dollar? That's the fucking point. Vote with your dollar. Sure. That's the thing. Your actual vote doesn't fucking count. And the other vote, the thing that supersedes even the fucking government, the money, most motherfuckers don't have that. So of course they're fucking disenfranchised. This myth of upward mobility, as if I can't just get the statistics that I can determine someone's lifetime income based off of their zip code, their gender, and their parents' income. I didn't say how hard they worked or their gumption or their can-do attitude or any other of this self-help bullshit. I didn't say any of that. If that was the upward mobility was such a true statement, why are the statistics the exact opposite, to where it has predictive power? You take those three stats and the likelihood of accuracy that you can predict their lifetime outcome is so accurate, contrary to that belief of upward mobility and meritocracy. Another fallacy that I see is when, people denounce something, they assume that, oh, because you're a loser in that system, that's the only reason why you're denouncing it. No. You're making the fallacy, sir. I disagree with the system categorically, fundamentally. I disagree with it on its fundamental notions. The fundamental tenets I disagree with. Regardless, motherfuckers starving or motherfuckers a trillionaire, it doesn't matter. The system is inherently what I disagree with. Or another fallacy. Or you're just categorically pessimistic. No. That just happens. If a description of reality is a negative and you describe it, that doesn't make you a pessimist necessarily. The world just happens to be shit. And another fallacy is when people assume that just because you disagree with them, that you don't understand them. No. I understand you, and that's why I disagree with you. I understand you, and that's why I disagree with you, not the other way around. We live in a society where the overwhelming majority of people are workers, but the simple statement of workers of the world unite gets you called insane, get you called stupid, get you called naive. You're crazy for the simple notion that everyone, the majority of people, should unite for better conditions for themselves. That's insane. What I don't get about these capitalist supporters, these capitalism supporters, what I don't understand is that they don't realize that they disprove their own position when they try to argue for their position. Like, for example, 1/4 of all companies don't make a profit. But whenever you say to these people, well, by your own metric, profit and money is the sole arbiter of value, but these companies don't produce, by your own metric, value. So why do they still exist? And then you'll have somebody, some capitalism supporter say, well, you know, it's good for our economy, or whatever bullshit they want to spew. But you don't realize you're literally disproving your own position. And what about too big to fail? They don't produce value, but they're still held afloat by the government. But I thought it was about producing value, since you said the money is the sole arbiter of value being produced. What about these companies that they literally don't even produce a product or service? You know, let's just say, for example, you take, you know, Dildo Incorporated. Hey man, I'm gonna start a dildo company. We're gonna sell dildos. We're gonna blow this fucker to the moon, man. It's gonna fucking, we're making fucking, I mean, we're doing numbers, man. You're not doing shit. You haven't sold a single dildo, but you go to some other rich guys and be like, hey man, you goose the numbers, you fudge the numbers, you know. Fucking, look man, we're doing all these numbers, bro. Invest millions into us, bro. They give you millions. Now they see the stocks, other people see the stocks. Oh man, it's going up. They're doing numbers, man. Let me put my money into it. Oh, and then more people put money into it. More people put money into it. Hey man, the stocks are going up, bro. Let me take some money out, bro. And the dude that started the dildo company, he hasn't sold a single dildo. He doesn't have a fucking building. They haven't sold a product. They haven't produced a product. He cashes out the money. You know, he goes to the bank. They see him. Oh, that's the CEO of Dildo Incorporated, man. Here's a fucking you're good for it card, unlimited. You could just buy anything you want. And he takes the fucking money, runs out the back door, and then some jackass, some fucking gullible moron will fucking get on a fucking soapbox and say, man, we should worship that guy, the CEO of Dildo Express. He's adding so much value to society. He's creating so much jobs, so many jobs he's creating. We should suck his fucking dick. Everybody that's complaining and criticizing him, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, because they're fucking just ungrateful, entitled fucking snowflakes. That's what we have in society. You're worshiping the CEO of Dildo Incorporated. He hasn't produced a single product or service, but he ran out the back door with the money. Matter of fact, he didn't have to run out the back door with the money. He's on TV flaunting the money because it's fucking legal. Matter of fact, the government will pay him also. He's literally running a Ponzi scheme. That's a Ponzi scheme. You pumping up something that doesn't exist for motherfuckers to give you money for something that doesn't exist, and the more motherfuckers give you money for something that doesn't exist, and you take the money that they gave you for something that doesn't exist, run out the back door, all over something that doesn't fucking exist. You understand what I'm saying? You know, the CEO of Dildo Express, Dildo Incorporated, whatever the fuck, Motherfucker, he's gonna get on TV. You should fucking bust your ass 100 fucking hours a week, work 100 hours a week, wake up at 4 a.m., hike a fucking mountain. You gotta fucking take a cold shower. You gotta fucking get on a fucking private plane, fly to fucking Antarctica, take a fucking dive into the fucking Arctic fucking ocean, the fucking just dive into the fucking ice, just dive straight to the fucking sheet of ice, man. You gotta get that fucking invigoration, bro. Invigoration for capitalism, bro. You gotta fucking be a hustle, brother. You gotta fucking hustle, bro. You gotta grind, bro. The grind set, bro. Brother, buy my fucking $10,000 course, bro. You gotta do what I did, bro, because I made fucking billions, brother. My father owned an emerald mine with child slaves, but I'm not gonna mention that. I have billions because I worked fucking hard. And you're gonna tell that to some jackass in bumfuck Nebraska, and that motherfucker's gonna go around telling other motherfuckers like him from bumfuck Nebraska, you gotta do what the fucking CEO of fucking Dildo Incorporated saying, brother. Because everybody else, you're fucking inferior as a human being because your fucking values don't fucking, they're not confined to whatever the fuck bullshit that guy's selling. You're getting scammed. You're getting scammed. That guy, the CEO of Dildo Express, the Dildo Incorporated, he did none of those things. He did none of those things. He's telling you that bullshit. The guy was born rich. Let's get that out of the way. The guy's father was rich. Hell, the guy's father was born rich. And if he wasn't, he did unethical, grossly unethical things to get the money. Most of the time. All the time. But you're falling for a scam. The guy's literally, but when I say scam, I'm not just saying, I'm not using exaggerated language. I'm not exaggerating. Literally, by definition, that is a Ponzi scheme. That's literally a Ponzi scheme. That's how most companies operate. Who'd have thought? Oh, wait, whoa, what? So, but they don't. Those companies don't make profit. Well, what they still need to because of the economy. Whoa. So you're saying, wait. So you're saying something that doesn't make profit could still have a reason to exist? Oh, so are you implying what I think you're implying? Are you implying that some things are beyond profit? Oh my God. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought some things are beyond making profit? Oh my God, what a revolutionary thought. What a revolutionary concept. I mean, this guy's, my goodness. I'm gonna have to take that one back to the fucking chalkboard, man. My mind is fucking blown. I'm flabbergasted. Wow. I think we're on the same page now. Some things, a lot of things, are beyond profit. Wow. You know, motherfuckers, they'll take, the CEO of Dildo Incorporated. He needs to get some good PR. Look, man, just give this money to this random, unverified charity, in this, offshore account, man. You put that, we'll blast that, we'll put that all over the media, bro. And then motherfuckers, the dickhead in bumfuck Nebraska, look how much charity he did. He fucking donated so much money. He did it more than all these fuckers complaining. But the motherfucker has all of the resources because he scammed the motherfucker. Because his father owned slaves. He has all the resources. Somebody that wanted to fucking give welfare to society couldn't if he wanted to. He doesn't have the fucking resources. Of course the guy with the resources is the only guy with the ability to fucking give welfare to society. Whether or not he's actually doing the fucking welfare, let's not even speak on that. Whether or not the money's actually going to fucking welfare, I don't see it. PR? What? Yeah, bro. the CEO of fucking Dildo Express, brother. They're fucking millions of fucking starving motherfuckers, bro. Millions of fucking homeless, bro. You fucking help those guys. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're missing the entire point that there's a society with a strategic system specifically designed that would allow for there to be millions and billions starving, millions and billions homeless, when there's an abundance of resources. Throw more resources, usable resources, away in a fucking landfill, and then physically assault people who need those resources from attaining the resources. You're missing that entire. How do you miss such an entire, but glaringly obvious, blatant point? How is that irony not? How is it lost on you? How is that lost on you? You have. Is that level of stupidity real? Is that level of lack of critical thought actually real? Or are they trolling? Or maybe I'm just the mark. Maybe I'm just being trolled. Maybe I don't realize that. Maybe that's the case. Maybe I gotta not take this so serious. You know, maybe they are trolling. Or maybe they actually do believe this stuff. You know, missing that entire point. That there should be a system where one man's actions on a whim can control the fate of billions just because he's just some guy. That's the reason. That's the explanation. He's just some guy, private citizen. Yeah? I felt like doing this. I was born with a surplus of money. I was born with fucking hyper wealth, and I just decided to fucking do that and cause billions to fucking starve to death, you know, and the government allows me to do it, and no one cares, and not only does no one care, but there's some people that are part of the group of starving people, they're actually advocating for me to continue doing this, and because they think they can be me, and they'll never be me in my position, ever. You know, what I don't understand is, why do people become sycophants for economic systems? Like, that doesn't even make sense. The economic system is only as useful as the environment in which it exists. Like that, what part of an economic system is analogous to a sports game? You know, I don't think I've ever understood how those two things are analogous. You know, instead of analyzing what economic system works best for the specific circumstances of that time period, people go ahead and worship economic systems. Economic systems that simply don't apply to the current time. You know, when someone takes an economic system as anything but an economic system, you know, I can't really take what they're saying seriously. When you treat an economic system as a religion, you've lost credibility. Why can't you just speak about it in the way that you speak about any other, method or formula, devoid of this emotional bias, devoid of, propaganda from the 50s. Like, what? Red Scare propaganda. That's Red Scare propaganda. the most on the nose propaganda, and you're just gonna fall for that. Okay. Then why can't you just look at history, analyze? Oh, first there was, you know, agrarian societies, and there's feudalism, then there's mercantilism, then there's capitalism, and then there's something else. But when you assume that the current status quo is inherent and will always be inherently true, you're fucking yourself. And when you basically, you took the status quo, and basically what you did is you basically traded the well-being of society for the opportunity, not the ability, to buy knickknacks made by child slaves. Like, I don't really know how to take that. Again, assuming the conclusion. You assume that capitalism, or your preferred economic system, has a monopoly on these terms: supply and demand, value, innovation, when that's simply not true. You're saying that those things are inherently meshed together. How is capitalism, or whatever the fuck you want to call this current iteration, capitalism, what's some government regulation? I don't give a damn what you call it. Current status quo, insert whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't give a damn, quite frankly. But how is it the most efficient allocation of resources? Supply and demand. Why not supply? There won't be demand. When there's a 28-to-1 vacant houses to homeless ratio. (28-to-1) vacant house to homeless person ratio. Doesn't that sound so efficient? Wow. There's actually people that are in dire need of shelter, yet they produce so many of them. They're just vacant. They're just vacant, and they're just taking up space. Very efficient. There's a supply. There's definitely a supply. And an abundance. There's definitely a demand, an abundance of supply, yet those needs don't get met. I'm starting to question that efficiency of that system that you guys are talking about. It's another thing I don't get, Let's talk about the 2008 financial crisis, when basically these lending and companies and banks and all of those motherfuckers, basically, if you could fog a mirror, you were getting a home loan. And so people that otherwise wouldn't be qualified were getting home loans. They were getting houses, physical houses, right? And then, everything was all good. Man, Tim that works at Walmart, he got a $500,000 house. That's great for Tim. But then the bubble popped. So then everybody's life just went to shit. So, but wait, what I don't understand is the physical product still existed. The man that had, before the bubble popped, the guy had the physical house. I'm not. Am I missing something? That, laws of thermodynamics, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I understand, they're still in play. You know, matter cannot be created nor destroyed. The physical house was still there. Oh wait, oh the rich guys, they took, oh, they fucked up. Oh, this has never happened before. Rich guys fucking over poor guys. Wow, they fucked the guy over and then took his house. Oh, but wait, the physical house was still there. So the point I'm getting to is the physical product is still there, and the guy could have the physical product without harming anyone. But another guy, for some reason, I'm not gonna insert, what I think that guy's thinking, because I don't know what's in that guy's mind. I don't know. I can't speak to that guy's intention. But what it seems like is either this system isn't the most efficient allocation of resources, and that it rewards psychopathic behavior, or some combination of the both. What if they don't pop the bubble? What if they didn't pop the bubble? See, when you take an economic system as an axiom, as a given, as it is inherently true, well, the tenets aren't even necessarily true or even proven to be true. The tenet of people are rational actors, wrong. All people aren't rational actors. You can argue that no one is a completely rational actor. The tenet that one's goal, one's sole purpose in life is to obtain as much capital as possible. Another wrong. When you make the assumptions and you take a system which I thought it was about ensuring the well-being of society, but obviously, apparently, I couldn't be further from the truth. When you take those assumptions, when you have a false assumption, and you base your model of reality off of that false assumption, you're going to run into a wall physically.